So if you are one of the international students who have been looking for means to migrate to the United States, this is a video you can watch, and make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channel and make sure you share this video to at least one person, alright, so they can also watch and benefit from it. Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Milton Fonkwa. For those who don't know, I'm also the Anointed Village Boy. Today's video is about the United States, and I'm going to be taking you by step-by-step process on how you can get full funding in this particular US university. Equally, you can also get a scholarship in this particular university, and you can also get a graduate teaching assistantship in this university. Yes, I know I didn't mention graduate research assistantship. It is also another opportunity you can get in this university. Also understand that all these things I mentioned, if you manage to get them in this university, you are not going to be paying tuition, you are going to be teaching, you are going to be doing research, and after 2 or 3 weeks, you will be getting a monthly stipend. Now, how do you go about to get this opportunity? I also want to draw your attention that there are more than 90 universities in the United States, and if you are an international student who intend to study abroad, but you don't have money, this is a channel you should be watching. On this YouTube channel, I talk about scholarships abroad, I talk about tuition fee in Europe, tuition-free universities in Europe, and in some European countries, let me put it this way. I also do talk about opportunities to study in the United States for free and Canada. So if you are interested, don't forget that there are also scholarships videos on this YouTube channel, Erasmus Mundus, Master's Class, and all the other scholarships. Please do not forget to share at least one video from this channel. Now, for those who are interested to study in the United States for free, I will equally want to tell you that you need some certain documents. Now, before I continue with the video, if you want to study in the United States for free and you are looking for opportunities to get grants, funding, scholarships as a master's degree student or as a PhD student, and if you have a laptop and you have an HND or you have a bachelor's degree and you want to study a master's or PhD program, please reach out to me, alright? My Facebook profile or page will be down there. Send me a message, but remember, the message or what I'm going to be telling you is not going to be. There are certain things I cannot say on the internet. Remember, the internet is a diverse place, so we cannot say everything on the internet. Now, like I said, if you want to study in the United States for free and you have an HND, you have working experience, you have research experience, you have voluntary experience or voluntary activities, you have a publication, all right, then reach out to me. If you have a laptop as well, all right, then I will take you through a course which this university I want to take you through is called Purdue University. All right, Purdue University is found in Indiana, USA, and with Purdue University, you can get a graduate teaching assistantship, or you can get a graduate research assistantship, or you can get full funding opportunities or scholarships. Now, how do you go about getting this scholarship? Well, I will tell you some of the programs available at Purdue University, and I will be telling you some of the things you need to do. Now, remember I said there are certain things I cannot mention on the internet, so I hope you understand. Now, if you are an international student and you have a diploma, all right, for example, you have an HND and you have a bachelor's degree, there is a possibility that you can study at Purdue University, a master's degree or a PhD degree. You can study any of these two if you want to study. I say if you want to study because it all depends on you and the input and the work you put in. But remember that your CGPA, if you have maybe a 2.2 or a third class or a second class upper, you still have a chance. Everybody has a chance to study at this university, but it all depends on how you put in the work. Now, first of all, for you to study in the United States, especially at Purdue University, understand that Purdue University has 3 different campuses, or let me say different campuses, and the most common one being the Lafayette campus. Now, if you look at the programs available at the Lafayette campus, you will understand that there are a lot of programs available at Purdue University, all right? If you check across all the programs, you will see that there are a lot of programs in all disciplines. Now, to take you through the programs, the programs are listed alphabetically, and they start from agricultural programs to earth science programs to management programs. Again, if you are an agriculture student, all right, this is a university you should consider. They have agriculture and biological engineering for PhD. There is agriculture and biological engineering for masters. There is also agronomy for masters. There is educational studies for masters. There is electrical and computer engineering masters and PhD. There is animal science masters and PhD, American studies masters and PhD, and so many other programs. Up to, like I said, the programs are from master's level and PhD level and listed alphabetically. And if you check all the programs, you will find at least more than maybe close to 97 programs. Now, let me take a program like the Educational Studies for Master's Degree. This is what is very important at Purdue University, and I want to make you understand that you should check all of this before you start. If you check Masters in Educational Studies, you will realize that on the application website, they are telling you how many students were admitted in that particular year, like 2019, all right? About 75% of the applicants were admitted. That's what is written there, and the students who received fundings were 5%. All right, and all those who complete the programs in 3 years are 75%. Make sure you read the FAQ section. For you to apply now to this university to get funding, you first of all need a laptop, and you need to take the laptop, sit down, and you go through the programs available. When you check the programs available, you now check which one relates to the field of studies you had for bachelor's degree. If you have an HND, please make sure you take your HND diploma or transcripts, I beg your pardon, the transcript. Make sure you send the transcript to West to do an evaluation for you. The reason you are doing an evaluation with West for your HND is because HND is not up to a degree. When these people are trying to process admissions, it is good for them to be seeing your degree, or let me say your certificate, in a degree format. Now, putting again your HND on West, or let me say giving your transcript to West to evaluate it, it is still going to increase your CGPA in case you had a 2.2. And remember, if you have a 2.2 with HND and someone have a 2.2 with a degree, the person with a degree stands in front of you. However, if you have a degree, you do not need the West evaluation, but if you want to go ahead with it, it all depends on you. You can do it. Now, when you do the evaluation, remember you are also checking the application deadlines. If you check most schools in the United States, you will realize that, especially at Purdue University, you will realize that most of the programs are stopping, or let me say the admissions is going to end by October 15 for the spring intake that is starting 2023, which is the January intake. Now, for those of you who want to study by August intake, which is August 2023, you are going to apply up to December, or maybe up to like January, February, March, or April of next year. Funding, scholarships, and grants, make sure you apply for up to January next year. Because the competition is becoming bigger now. A lot of international students want to study, and therefore the competition is higher. So a lot of people will be applying. So if you do not apply on time, it is going to cost you. There are also requirements you need to use in order to apply for these programs. But first, you need to check program requirements to know if the programs actually have which requirements. The most common requirements you will find for most programs in US schools are, first, your academic transcripts. They will always need it. The statement of purpose, which is the motivation letter, I would state here that pay close attention to your motivation letter or the statement of purpose. The reason I'm saying you should pay attention to your motivation letter or the statement of purpose is because that is the document that carries you to the course, or the document that is going to take you to study this course. Because everything you put there is what is going to convince the admissions. Now, remember, you also need to submit your CV, which is the curriculum vitae, all right? And make sure your CV is educationally typed. What I mean here is it should be related to education, all right? Because some people will do their CV in terms of professional CVs, like getting a job or something, but make sure you put the skills here, all right? Your skills should be skills related to education. Now, you also do need reference letters, which are going to come from your professors or your company, all right, if you work or not. Make sure you have the emails of the individual and their telephone number, because you will need them to put on the application website. I hope you understand. Now, for the other documents you need, of course, you are going to be paying an application fee in case there is an application fee for you to pay, all right? And that is something you should understand. Not all the universities will have application fee waivers, but in case you have an application fee waiver, that is an advantage for you, all right? You should use it and utilize it. But however, I would say that when you are about to apply for a program, make sure that you contact the graduate coordinator of that particular program. It is very, very important you contact the graduate coordinator, because most times the coordinator are in charge of the program. Now, for you to contact the coordinator, that is the first person you are going to ask anything from, all right? The emails are very important. That is why I said you need a laptop. Now, when you contact the graduate coordinator, sometimes they may not reply and sometimes they may reply, but remember the way you structure your email is going to help you a lot. And again, the motivation letter you are going to be using has to be superb, all right? Do not just write any type of motivation letter, no. There are things you need to put in your motivation letter for you to capture the attention of the people reading your application. Now, for Purdue University, I think there is an application fee of $60 you have to pay in case you write the coordinator and you are not getting an application fee waiver, but there is a way you can ask for application fee waivers. Now, when you are writing the department, I will also want you to understand that do not focus your mind only on the particular course you are interested in. But however, prove that you are competent a lot, you are smart enough to take this graduate program, because most graduate schools don't want students that are lazy. I hope you get the point. Now, another factor you should consider is during the application, there are going to be a lot of applications coming in, and when you are writing the director, or let me say when you are about to apply for the programs, when you are trying to write emails to the director of the program or the coordinator, other students as well will be trying to write the emails. But I want to tell you that you can equally still apply to the program without necessarily sending an email. Yes, I know someone who did this and he is now studying. Now, if you apply or if you are about to apply to any schools in the United States or any school in the US, when you are applying for the schools, make sure you apply to many schools as to increase your chances. Because these are some things that a lot of international students don't know. And at the end of the day, they feed up, because you cannot put your eggs in one basket and you want to succeed. No, sometimes putting your eggs in one basket will help, but apply to many schools as possible. I want to also draw your attention to the fact that there is a possibility for you to get something in the US. You can get the admissions without the funding. Also understand that there are bodies. You can equally loan money from people. If you trust them, then you use it. While you land in the US, you struggle and you give this money back. I want to assure you that if you get funding, you are in good faith. All right. If you struggle and get funding to graduate school in the United States, you are excellent. You do not need to stress yourself again for anything. Applying to many schools will increase your chances in the sense that in case one school gives you partial funding, another school will give you full funding. In case one school doesn't admit you, another school will admit you. In case one school doesn't give you admissions at all, or maybe funding at all, another school may give you a partial funding. And with the partial funding, you just have small amounts of money to complete the fees and you move to the United States. When you have applied for this school, remember most at times for the spring intake of 2023, before December, you would have gotten your results. Or if you are applying for August 2023, which is the winter semester of 2023, by June, you should have gotten your results and be ready to apply for the F1 visa. What you need to know. Now, if you get your F1, let me say, if you are to apply for the F1 visa, you need your admissions letter and you equally need your F1 form or the I-20 form. Now, without you showing some proof or signing for the course, you may not get the I-20 form, because this is a very delicate form that is going to take you to the embassy. For those who have gotten, let me say, assistantships or scholarships, you now need to attach your scholarship form to your I-20 alongside your admissions letter. Sometimes it will come on the admissions letter, but in case it is separate, you should just attach all the documents and move to the embassy. If you have a fully funded scholarships or a grant which is completing or which is complete, has everything covered like accommodation, feeding, transportation, tuition fee, then you do not need a bank statement or proof of funds. Yes, that's proof of funds. You do not need it. But in case you don't have a proof of funds, or maybe in case your admissions letter, you applied for funding, you didn't get, they never gave you funding, then you will need money enough to submit to the US Embassy. That is something you should understand, because a lot of international students still don't know. And please, I will elaborate again. Please, letter is the key to your admissions to study in the United States. Pay close attention to the motivation letter and also pay attention to your recommenders. All right, because of course, when you apply to a university, there is no time. US schools don't waste time to issue admissions letters. So in case you want to study at Purdue University, know that when you are looking at the PhD programs, you will see a percentage. When you are looking at the master's programs, you will see the number of students admitted. Most universities in the United States don't accept a lot of international students. When you take the laptop, Check who is the program coordinator. Send an email to the program coordinator telling the person why you are applying for the program or why you want to apply for the program. If they reply, fine. If they don't reply, no problem. You go to the next professor and make sure you convince them and let them understand why you want to study the program. Because if you are not able to identify any research work from the professors, then that is where you have a problem. Please pay attention to this. It is very, very important because a lot of people don't know. All right, that is something I said I should inform all international students. There are a lot of universities in the United States I will be talking about. Some have free application fee, but I will say that if you want to study in the United States, don't look at universities with free application fee because free application fee is highly competitive and therefore your chances of getting in is very low. But keep applying because the hope is still there and make sure you get it to you. Right? If you keep applying, keep sending emails, of course you are going to get something. It is very, very important the advisor or coordinator make sure that you are actually mastering what you are going to be doing in graduate schools. That is why they will always respond to people who send relevant emails and who say sensitive things that are going to be beneficial to their graduate school. I hope you understand. So I think that is the end of the video. I also want you to know that I will be talking about other schools tomorrow, maybe the University of Florida and so many others. There are a lot of schools in the United States you can study for free, and it is now left for you to decide which one you are going to go to. Until we meet again in another video.